So welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia. Today I'll be making a tutorial on how to cut a smoky. Okay, something I have here, a smoky. So people call it, they say it's draw or something like that. Some say it's rubber. Okay, whatever what you know it, but I know it's called a smoky. So today I'll be teaching you how to make a smoky. And today I'll be using 3.5 yards of this crickery star. It's called crickery star. Igbo people call it crickery. That's a small star. Okay, so I'll be using this 3.5 yards of batik exotic fabric. Okay, to make this crickery star. It's going to be looking like this, like the picture I have here. This is how it's going to be looking. And so sit back, relax, and make sure you watch the video to the end. And if today is your first time of coming to my channel, you are very most highly welcome. Please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like and share my video. Please comment and suggest. Okay. All right. Today I have with me 3.5 yards of fabric. I have my pattern master. Okay. I have my tape. Okay. I also have my scissors here. I have my scissors. All right. Okay. And to know what to fold. Okay. To know what to fold, you should look for the highest circumference. That's the highest round measurement of the clients you're working for. Now the highest measurement, the highest circumference I have there is the hip measurement. The hip is 43. Okay, 43 divided by 4 is equals to 10.5. Okay, 10.75. 10.75, and then this 10.75, I'm going to be adding 5 inch for my elastic. I'll add 5 inch for my elastic, 5 inches for my elastic. That's what I mean is so that when I sew with my elastic thread, it can be able to gather towards this way. Okay, so I'll be adding 5 inch for my elastic, and I'm going to add extra 1 inch for my allowance. That's a closing allowance. When I'm through with the elastic, I have to close the clothes. Okay, so I'll use 1 inch to close the clothes. In this kind of tutorial, you shouldn't add, I don't think you should add more allowance to this. Okay, 1 inch is okay for your closing allowance, but I'm using 5 inch for my elastic allowance. Okay, so total I have now is 16.5. That's the total I have. Sorry, 16.75. That should be the total of what I have. So okay, now I want to measure out 16.75. So okay, I have total of 16.75 folded. So now you know what to fold if you're making yours. Okay, your hip or the highest measurement you have on your body, then add 5 inch for your elastic. Okay, and extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. Okay, now it's going to be an off shoulder. As you can see the picture, it's going to be an off shoulder. Okay, and it's going to have a regline armhole. All right, so right now I have all my lines drawn. Don't worry, forget about this. I have all my line drawn. This is a savage line, or the starting point. So I'll be minusing 6 inches for my off shoulder. You can choose to minus whatever you want from 7 inch, but this client said she doesn't want her burst exposed. Okay, so you can go as low as 7 inch, 8 inch, and all that. So I'm going to be using 6 inches because at the end of everything, I'm still going to put something like a curve. I'm still going to curve this area. So that is the why I'm going to be using 6 inch, so that when I take out 1 inch, it's going to come a little bit low. Okay, so I'm taking out 6 inch, and then the underboss I'm working with is 14 inches. The band line, that's the waistline, is around 17 inches. Now to get your waistline, it is so I'll be minusing 6 inches from my off shoulder, and then the boss point is 10 inches, which is here. The underboss is 14 inches, and then the waistline is 17, so my half length is 17 inches, and then 24 inches is my hip line, and then the length of the gown I'm working with is 43, and I added extra 2 inches for folding that area. Okay, now if you look at the gown again, it has something like a flared on the down part. Okay, it is not just a flare. From where the gown stopped to extra 6 inches was not smoked. That was why that place looked like what? A flare. Okay, so we are going to be smoking from up to around 36, and then from 37, 38, 39 to 43 will not be smoked. So as to make that place look what? Flared. Okay, so right now I'm going to be taking my measurement, my circumference measurement. Okay, the bust I'm working with is 39. I'm working with bust 39. This is the bust point. I'm working with bust 39. This is the bust point. So 39 divided by 4. 39 divided by 4 is 9.75. 9.75, which is here. I'll be adding 5 inches for my allowance. Trying to adjust my camera. So I'll add 5 inches, extra 5 inches. You can see 5 inches for my allowance. And then I'll be adding sewing allowance of 1 inch. Okay, now let me explain this. If I am smoking, I'm going to smoke all this place, but this 1 inch, I'm not going to be smoking it. So I'll be using it to join the what? The clothes. I won't smoke this 1 inch, but I will smoke from here to the end. Alright, so next I'm going to be adding is my underboss measurement. The underboss round I'm working with is 34. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. 8.5. I have 8.5, which is here. And then I'll be adding my 5-inch allowance. 5-inch allowance. And then extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. Okay, and I'll just connect the line. I'll just connect these 2 lines, and then the next one is the hip measurement. The hip I'm working with is hip 43. 43 divided by 4 is 10.665, not 7. 10.7. I was in 10.75. Okay, 10.75 is here. I'll be adding 5 inch for my sewing allowance. Sorry, for my smoking allowance, and then extra 1 inch. Extra 1 inch for my sewing allowance, smoking allowance, and sewing allowance. Okay, so right now I'll just draw this line down. Okay, down to meet I'll draw it down. You can see this place. I'll draw it down here to meet what? The length of the gown. I'll draw it down to meet the length of the gown. Okay, but as we know, if you're making a normal skirt or a normal gown, we see whatever you have on the hip, you should minus 1 inch or 1.5 so as to make that place look slimmer. But because it's a smoky, it's going to have elastic, so you can either remove 1 inch or you just put it that way. At the end, it's going to be smoked. So okay, please don't mind the noise. I'm going to just connect. I'm going to connect the line. Connect it to meet the hip. Connect it to meet the hip. Okay. Then I'll connect this one. Connect it here. And then I'll just connect it. Okay. Okay, so I've just connected what my lines. Now the next I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be working on the front. Okay, remember this is my border line or my starting point. Please don't forget that. Now I won't be cutting this place off. I won't be cutting here off. I'm going to be using it to fold it in. I will use here. I'm going to fold it in this way. Okay, I'm going to be using it to fold here in, because you know it's not going to have a lining. So we are going to be folding here in this way, okay? And then we'll fold in this side with it. So I'll just use the savage line to fold in my work. So there won't be any need of cutting it off. I'm going to use it to fold in. Okay, right now I'm going to come at the savage line. I'll be taking my shoulder measurement. Okay, yes, shoulder measurement. Now the shoulder I am working with right now is 15 inches divided by 2. Now you divide your shoulder by 2. Divided by 2 is 7.5. Okay, 7.5. I'll be adding 5 inch for my smoky or elastic. Okay, 5 inch, and then extra 1 inch for my sewing. Hope you don't forget that. 1 inch for my smoking. So I want to check what the armhole is. Now you know we said armhole is divided by the boss. Whatever you have on the boss, you divide it by 6 plus what? Plus 1.5. Now in this client, I'll be using 8.5 inches for her. 8.5. So I'm going to be placing my tape the same way I just did. So 8.5 is around here. So this should be the armhole. So I'm going to connect this, and then I'm connecting like a line. Okay, this way, slanted. You see, it's slanted. I am not doing the regular curved armhole. So this one is slanted. So this is where the armhole is going to sit. If you look at the picture, if you go back and look at the picture, that place was like this. It wasn't curved, okay? Because you don't want the burst at the armhole area to be exposed. So that's why we slanted it. Okay, so now for the neckline. I am going to be imputing a curve around this area. But I think I should do that when I'm through with the smoking. I should do that. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I'll be coming down by 1 inch on this area. I'll come down by 1 inch. I'll come down by 1 inch here, and then I'm going to connect with a curved line, or with a C line, curved line. Just keep going. Just keep going. I don't know if you can see it. You just keep going until we meet the armhole. So I've just curved it, okay? I've just curved it. So if I cut this off, it's going to affect my work here. So what I'm going to just do is that I'm still going to curve. I just remembered now I'm going to be using a bias to close that place when I'm through with smoking. So we're going to cut it off, and then when we are through with sewing, we will use a bias to cover them. But before I do that, I'm going to be inserting ½ inch or 0.75 for my allowance. Okay, you should insert that. That is where the bias is going to sit. You should do that, please. So I've inserted it. Okay, so I'll cut off this place now. It's going to be the excess. So we just cut out now. So you see how curved that place is going to look. So you see. So you see, this place is curved now. It's curved. It's curved right now, and I'm going to cut out. Okay, so I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to use to cut out the back. Both the back and the front is the same thing. I forgot I was supposed to fold into 4, but there's no problem. There's no cause for alarm. We should cut another what? This. So this is it, okay? This is it. So I'll cut out the back, okay? And then I'll show you how to cut out the bias. Okay, to get the bias for the neck, you should do this when you are through with sewing. But I'll just cut a bias, because if I cut this one now and when I finish sewing, all this place is going to must have shrinked very well. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll just cut it out and keep, okay? Because it won't be very easy for me to cut it then. I'll just cut it and keep. At the end of everything, I won't be using all. I might be using from here to somewhere here, because the whole material must have shrink. So you just cut it and keep it, okay? When you are through, you use. So this is what I'm talking about. So you place it that way, you trace it out and cut. I'm cutting out for both sides. The fabric was folded into 4 here, so I'm cutting for both sides. I want to use this to cover that place, to trim them, okay? Use it to trim the neck area, okay? I'm going to use this to trim the neck area. When we are through, we use it to trim the neck area. But there's something about this. At the end of everything, of stitching this clothes, you find out that the whole cloth must have shrink very well. So this will be too big. So what you do is you just fold into 2 and cut out where you want or where you need, okay? At the end of everything, I should be using some from here to somewhere around here, okay? But it's going to be easier for me to cut it out now that it's not shrink. Now I'm going to also be getting a bias for cutting out the armhole area. So what I'm going to do, I'm also going to trace out a bias for my armhole area. Okay, I'll trace it out, and then I also trace out for the sleeve. It's going to be a sleeveless. I mean the shoulder area is having a spaghetti hand, so I'm going to be tracing out the spaghetti hand, or do I call it hand? The strap, okay? It's going to be a strap. I'm going to have a strap like a spaghetti. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, I'll cut it out and I'll show you, okay? So I just cut me a bias, okay? This will act as the sleeve, the strap on the shoulder, okay? So I'll be folding it into 2, okay, like this. I'll be folding, I'll be turning it up for, it's going to be lying on the shoulder area, okay? This will act as the strap of the shoulder area. So this will act as what I'll be using to cover the armhole area. So I have 4 of it. Here's a strap. I'll be covering the armhole area with the 4 of it, okay? So you just place your material on the armhole area and follow the strap. Follow and trace the armhole, okay, to get this. So I'll be using the 4 of them I'll just place, that is after I'm through the smoking, okay? I just go to the armhole area and try to use this to fold in the rough edges. Since you're not going to be using lining, okay? I'm going to end up using a lining because it's smoked, okay? Alright, so this, and then for the neck area, I have cut myself this. I'll be using this to close the neck area when I'm through with the smoke. This is going to be a very long one, but I won't be using this, okay? I'll be cutting it somewhere here. Okay, so this is it. Alright, and I have 2 of it, 2. One for the front, one for the some of us have been wondering, how did she do the back? The same way I did the front is the same way I did the back, okay? I mean, when I was cutting, the same way I had to trace it back to cut like the back area. Alright, so okay. I hope this tutorial was very helpful. Please, if it was very helpful, please share with your friends and loved ones, okay? And please give this video a thumbs up, and also please subscribe if you've not subscribed. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you for coming to my channel. I remain Cynthia. Okay, see you in my next video. Bye bye.